Hi and welcome to another video from AI Sciences. In this video, we are going to explore PySpark, map and flat map transformation. I'm your instructor Muhammad Ahmed, and in this video we will try to develop the understanding of map, understanding of flat map, and then we will do hands-on with that. If you are new to our channel, at the platform of AI Sciences, we provide services in artificial intelligence, big data, data science, including courses, software development, product development, and whatnot. If you are further interested, then do visit the link present in the description. So let's just start the video. So here you can see that we have a number.csv input file that includes a set of numbers, and the number is in this orientation. Now what we are going to do, we will manipulate this CSV file in a minute when we want to spice up the things up. But right now what we are looking is we need to just get the numbers, add one in it, and then filter out all those numbers who are greater than let's say 3. So we just take this file, put it in the Databricks environment, and then we will read data from there and perform all these transformations. Here you can see that I have already logged in my Databricks account, and if you are not familiar with the Databricks, then do visit the link in the description. In that video, I have explained that how you can create an account on the Databricks and then how you can create a notebook over there and attach a cluster to it. Here, go for the new notebook and then just provide any name to the notebook. So we are working on the mapping and the flat mapping. So let's just make it map and flat map. Click on create and it will create the notebook for us. Here you might get the status of the cluster detached here, but you don't need to worry about that. You just need to put here like some statement. Just write some print statement, give it a go by control enter, and it will spin up the cluster for you. It will take a couple of minutes, but it will spin up the cluster for you. You don't have to explicitly go and spin up any cluster. Then next thing we have to take this file from here and place it inside this notebook. So for that we have to go for the data, click on create table, and inside that we just need to drag and drop it. So here our file is now uploaded, and if we go for DBFS, file store, tables, and inside that we are getting the file. Let's just click on it and copy this path from here. Now we have to create the Spark context for reading the data from this file and create RDD out of it, and then we will see that how we can apply map and flat map. So we have to go from PySpark, import the Spark configurations and Spark context. Then we have to create the Spark configuration first, and then we will create the Spark context. So it will go like configurations equals to this, and then we have to set app name. So app name is just to make it easy for the cluster to identify this app, to make the app visible to the cluster. It's just for that. You can put anything over here. So let's just make it map versus flat map. Then we have to create this Spark context out of it. So this is Spark context, use this, and then we will have to go for get or create. And inside that we have to provide the configurations. That's it. Then we have our Spark context up and running. Let's just give it a go. By shift enter, it will run the current cell and it will take you to the new cell. Then we have to go for sc.text file, and inside that we need to provide the path for this file, and it will provide us with the RDD, and if we go for rdd.collect, we will get the actual RDD. So perfect, we are getting the data in such a way, and this is a complete RDD. Inside this RDD, this is the element 1, this is element 2, this is element 3, and so on and so forth. Now the actual statement that I discussed that we will be doing was that we will try to add 1 in each of this number, and then we will filter out all those numbers who actually is exceeding 3. So for that, let's just go for the next cell. You can create a new cell by clicking on that or by pressing escape and B. Now we have to go for rdd.map. Now what map will do, map will take each element of this RDD and it will map or provide us inside this map function. Now here, if we provide a lambda function and then we return, let's say we return the x as it is. Now what will happen if we again collect it? This RDD is right now representing this thing. Now when we are applying map on it, it is taking the first element, mapping it over here like this, and then we are returning the same thing. Same is happening for the second element, same is happening for the third, fourth, fifth, and now if I run it, you will notice that there will be no difference because what I am taking inside, I am just putting outside. So if I may run it, the output is the same. Now if I just convert it into integer, now what map will do, here it comes as 1 because this is the first element of the RDD, and when it come over here, it will convert it into integer, and you will notice that instead of getting the strings, we will be getting integers. So let's just undo that, give it a go. Perfect, we are getting the integers, and then according to the problem statement, we just have to add 1 in it. It's that simple. Now what's happening over here is, again, the first one is coming over here because this is the actual RDD. It is a string, then it is taking it over here 1, and then it is converting it into integer 1, and then when we are doing 1 plus 1, it is returning us true, which is mapped over here. Same is for 2, 3, 4, and if for 5, it is again taking this thing, it is again taking this thing, and then integer to 5 will make it 5, and then 5 plus 1, we are getting 6. So 6 is mapped at this point, the last element. Let's just undo this, give it a go again, and we are getting the data. Now we have to apply the filter on it. So for that, we can just, actually we can apply filter straight away after that. We don't need to create some middle variables for that. So if we go for applying filter, we will just take the lambda, again the lambda function x. Now what it will do, as this is now our input, it will take the 2 and it will put it over here. Now I have to check that if 2, or let's say if we make it x for now, we have to check that if x is greater than 3. If this condition is true, then that element will be considered in the final output, otherwise it will just simply skip it. So if we just take it from here, I guess we must go for creating the RDD just to avoid any sort of confusion. So if we go for rdd.collect, we are getting the same output. Now for the RDD, this RDD is now representing this element, all these elements. Now we are applying filter and we are checking that if the particular element that the filter is providing to the lambda function is greater than 3, then we want to consider it, otherwise we don't want to consider it. Let's just put it inside this RDD, and then if we go for rdd.collect, you will notice we will only get the numbers that are greater than 3. So this is the basic functionality of mapping. How map works, that if you have a set of elements, if you have RDD that contains multiple elements and you want to map each element to a particular element, do you want to map each input of the RDD, each element of the RDD to a particular output, to a particular element, then you use the map. Let's just take all of these together and put it inside a single cell, and so that we get the idea that this is the understanding that we developed while working with the mapping. And let's just add a comment on it that it's the mapping. Now again, if we run it, you will notice that there will be no difference for the output. We will be getting only those numbers who are greater than 3. Next, for deleting that, you can go for escape and click double D, and it will delete out those cells. Now we have to develop the understanding that where we can use flat map. Now look at this file. Here we have actually another CSV file that contains numbers, and there are multiple rows for that numbers. Now what we will do, we will try to implement the same logic. We will try to add 1 to each element, 1 to each number, and we will try to filter out all those numbers who are just starting from who are greater than 3. So for that, we again need to take this file numbers2.csv and upload that to the Databricks. So upload file, take this file from here, drag and drop it. Here we can get the name of the path of the file over here as well, but still if you want to make sure, you can go for dbfs, file store, tables, and this is numbers2.csv, which is uploaded successfully. We will take this thing from here because as I want to show you the difference between mapping and flat mapping, so I am just making it or putting it inside different cells. So this is the input file now, and this is flat map. Then we go for rdd.collect, hit enter. Now notice, we are getting the elements, we are getting actually each line as a single element of the RDD. See, the first line is considered as a single element. The second is considered as a single element, just like that we have in the mapping that each element was present on a single line, and we were just getting each element as an element of the RDD. And over here we are getting the same thing. But now if I want to implement the same logic at this level, so if I may directly apply mapping on it, what will happen? I cannot directly convert this complete element to integer. So if I may just take it to the new cell, and now my RDD is this thing, perfect. Now if I may apply map on it, and if I may go for lambda x, what will happen? It will provide me this particular element at this level, right? Now I cannot directly apply anything to it. I cannot just do any integer type of thing with that, because it is a string that contains some commas as well. So I cannot do that. So to avoid that, the first way, if we just want to use the maps, we can use the x and we can split open it, right? So splitting just stands for it will take the string from you and it will return you. If I may go over here, so if we have a string and we go for x.split and split it on the basis of comma, because the string contains the commas, if we run it, you will notice we get a list of elements. So same will happen over here. It will take this element from here, put it over here, then it will take it over here, and then it will split open it based on commas, and it will return us a list of elements. But the issue with that is it is returning us with a list of list. Now our each element inside the RDD instead of being a standalone element is now being converted to a list of element. So here there is no difference. The at this point we got all the numbers inside the string, and at this point we got all the numbers inside the list. So we cannot directly apply anything to it, because if we further apply mapping to it, it will just take this element, provide us inside the map, and it is a list. We cannot directly add or do anything with that, although there are some complex Python code which we can write to do this. But still, in context of RDDs, in context of PySpark, this is not the good way to do it. Now just take a look at that. If I may replace this thing from, instead of map, I replace it to flat map. Now if I give it a go, see this? Each element is now being converted to a single standalone element that we get over here. Now how actually this happens? If we again take it to the, okay, let's just take this thing from the input and go for the sublime. Now let's just consider that this is the input that we are getting in the RDD. Now if we are applying mapping on it, and we are just applying mapping, we are splitting it. What will happen? Each element I'm just writing it for the one, right? Same will happen for the second one, and same will happen for the third one, and so forth. This is how mapping works. On the other end, if we talk about the flat map, what flat map will do? Flat map under the hood will apply mapping at the first level, but after applying mapping, after getting all the maps, it will flat out the data. So if we apply flat map on the same data, what will happen? At the step 1, it will do the same thing, but after that, it's the step 1 of the flat map. And then for the step 2, it will remove all these braces. If I may copy this from here and put it over here, it will remove all these braces, and whatever is available inside the list are being flattened out. So that's how flat map works. And here you can see that if we apply map on it, we are getting this data. And if we apply flat map on it under the hood, the flat map will initially do the same thing at this level as a step 1. And then for the step 2, it will just simply remove, after at a step 1, it will convert this thing to this thing. And then it will just simply remove all the brackets, all the standalone elements, and it will provide a flattened output. Just like that. And all these will also be eliminated. And then we have a final list of elements, or list of elements that actually only contains, just like that. So here we are now getting a unified list of elements, a unified or if you go for RDD, a unified elements that are present inside the RDD. Here. Now we just take it to the same RDD, and then if we again go for rdd.collect, you will not notice nothing will change over here. And then we just need to implement the same logic that we used at this point. And if we place it over here, give it a go, you will notice that we will only have all those elements that are greater than 3. Take this from here, put it over here, and put it over here. That's it. Now that's the actual difference between mapping and flat mapping, and this is the topic that actually stumble upon most of the beginners who are working with the Spark, who are learning Spark, that what's the difference between mapping and flat mapping. So mapping is just like taking an element and mapping it to a particular element, and flat map is two-step mapping. Initially, it will take that element and map it to the other element in flat map, just like it do with the mapping. But after that, it will just unify the complete, it will flatten out the complete data. So based on your scenario, you have to decide that whether you have to go for mapping or the flat map. But this is the basic understanding. This is the foundation of the map and flat map. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you absorb the knowledge, absorb the difference between mapping and flat mapping. Still, if you have any questions, please let us know in the comment section and we will try to get back to you on that as soon as possible. Also, please do hit the bell icon so you get the notification of our new videos, and don't forget to subscribe our channel. So I will see you in the next video.